my history with action cameras have been rocky at best. I always seemed to have a dirty lens, or my shots were too shaky to use, and the battery life was shocking. I know a lot has changed since then, and I think the last action camera I actually bought was a GoPro Hero 4 about 8 years ago. So after a little bit of late night compulsive internet shopping, I bought the new Insta360 One RS action camera. Really gonna need to hide my wallet better. What is it? Well, the Insta360 One RS is a modular action camera, 2 cameras in one, 48 megapixels, durable and waterproof up to 5 meters. It has 5.7K resolution on the 360 lens and a 4K resolution on the wide angle lens. Totally interchangeable parts, and it fits together like Lego. So why do I need this? Well, I've been toying with the idea of 360 cameras for a while, and the fact you get 2 cameras in one sealed the deal for me. I've upgraded my Hero 4 as well as getting the 360 features with the changeable lenses. It's 2 for 1. You get more bang for your buck, and for that versatility, you definitely get the thumbs up from me. So let's do a quick unboxing. In the box you get the RS core, the 360 lens, the 4K lens, the battery base, a mounting bracket. This bracket also helps the action cam keep cool so you can record longer, and it helps block strong winds in your videos. You also get a lens cap and a USB to USB-C cable for data transfer. It weighs about 178 grams and is about the same size as a GoPro Hero 4. If you bought the Insta360 One RS with the starter kit for an extra $20 or so, you also get the Insta360 selfie stick. The 360 lens makes the selfie stick totally disappear from your shots when you're filming. Furthermore, you get a 64GB SD card and a screen protector. And lastly, a small and compact case. The advantage of having purchased a GoPro in the past is that I have a shed ton of GoPro accessories hidden away from years ago, and 90% of those attachments I can use with the Insta360. This includes my bike mount attachments, the gooseneck clamp and the chesty mount. So happy I can repurpose those GoPro parts. And for those who are wondering how I mounted the selfie stick to the scooter, I used this small rig clamp and screwed it to the bottom of the stick, thanks to the handy thread on the base of it. As long as you don't extend the selfie stick out too much, it handles the load fairly easily. As well as changing the settings on your camera, you can also connect the camera to your phone via Wi-Fi, where you can also change all of the settings via your phone too. It's pretty simple to change everything on the camera itself, but it's great to have that remote option too. There are so many different options when it comes to the modes, but I would definitely recommend to always sticking to the video mode that's the highest quality, because in this mode you will have the most flexibility when it comes to post-production. When you've captured the 360 shots you want on the camera, you can choose the field of view you want afterwards when you're editing, by using the 360 camera software that you can download for free on your computer or laptop. When you film in 360, you basically capture everything that's happening all at once around the camera, and then you can reframe it in post using the Insta360 software. Alternatively, GoPro has actually a pretty cool Premiere Pro plugin called GoPro FX Reframe, where you can adjust the field of view to your liking, and it also works with the Insta360 camera too. You can adjust the pan, the tilt, the rotation, the lens curve and zoom in so it covers every angle you need. This is actually a huge advantage because when you're filming, you don't really have to worry if your camera is facing the exact same way or if everything is visible in shot, because you can adjust it afterwards in the program. Another feature I really enjoyed was using the tracking on the phone app. Once you've shot your 360 footage, you can easily start tracking the footage on the app. You've pretty much got a virtual camera person sorting out your framing on the go. Wherever you go, the Insta360 Studio app will just follow my movements anywhere around the camera. I even tried to fool the tracking a bit by walking past a few points where objects are in the way, but the tracking just picks up right where it left off with no issues at all. What is also cool about this Insta360 camera is that you can basically mount it however you want, because this thing has built-in horizon lock. So that means I can twist and turn the camera and the horizon will always stay leveled all the time. Okay, let's do a quick audio test to see the difference between each audio setting on the camera. Here's the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Now, I gotta be honest, I won't be using the built-in microphones on the Insta360 RS that much, but it's good to know that even though it's not amazing, it's still usable if you're ever in a pinch. Also, if you really want to, you can pair your Apple Airpods to the camera and utilize the microphone on the earbuds. I found it had a major audio syncing issue though, so I hope it can be sorted out in a firmware update soon. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Unfortunately, like most action cameras, the Insta360 RS struggles in low light situations. Even when I was driving in a dimly lit multi-story car park, you can see the noise in the footage quite easily during playback. So like the other action cameras I've used in the past, I would only use it during the daytime or with an ample light source. What else can this camera do? Well, it can be used as a webcam too. Swipe down on the display, swipe left in the menu until you get to the settings, tap that, then general, USB mode, select webcam and confirm. After that, plug your USB cable from your camera to your computer and you should be able to use it straight away. It was really easy to set up with OBS too, so if you want to use it for streaming, you've got that option too. The 4K boost lens can also shoot ultra high detailed 6K footage for widescreen viewing. Not sure why you would actually need that feature, but it's there if you want it. If you want a camera for surfing or water sports, then the GoPro wins in that department. The Insta360 has to be used with a dive housing, even though they advertise it as waterproof to 16 foot. So I'd say the GoPro is a better option if you want to use the camera in water. However, you definitely get bang for your buck for this. The reason I bought this was because of the 360 option. Having a modular camera with the ability to change lenses and pretty much upgrade as you go along is pretty amazing. One downside of this camera is that it doesn't have a micro HDMI output like I had on my old GoPro Hero 4. It's not a deal breaker, but would have been nice to have that option, as I do utilize those types of connections a lot. Sure, there's a few compromises here and there, but for most people, this thing is great. And for versatility, I would probably consider this the action cam king. I'm very interested to see what GoPro brings out next to compete with this camera. Well, you stayed to the end of this video. That is a sign you need to subscribe so you can keep your eyes peeled for more 360 shots in my future videos. Oh, and if you like this video, you may also like this one here. See you in the next one.